Hey guys, Chad here with the Reptile Rangers. Now, today we are at the Kernersville Reptile Zoo and Medical Center, and we're going to talk about and show you one of our Burmese pythons through some of the progression of her egg-laying process. Not as she's laying the eggs themselves, but through her actual pregnancy. We've been breeding Burmese pythons for years. As far as I know, we're the only one in North Carolina right now that's rebreeding or starting to breed the normals again. Everybody has the albinos and the granites and the greens and the labyrinths and the hypos, and we breed the albinos too, and albino granites. Now, while these are absolutely amazing animals, and we're again the only ones that I know of in at least in North Carolina that's breeding the normals again. Absolutely love them. Love seeing those babies, and the normals don't tend to have the health problems a lot of the other morphs have. Now, they can get absolutely enormous. We had one that was 20 foot 4 inches and about 16 inches in diameter. A really close friend of ours who's unfortunately passed on now was called to bring that to us or take it from the area that they were in. And along with a reticulated python, but that Burmese python was absolutely enormous. Now, what I'm going to show you is just some of the progression. This is not any kind of an educational video. This is just a really cool video. I just happened to, as you know, over the 2-month period, over the 60-day period, just happened to from time to time catch little videos here, little videos there of the progression of her swelling to the point where she finally laid the eggs, and then how many eggs she had. So, like I said, come on, let's check this out. This is really cool. Just some really cool, fun video of a pregnant Burmese and when she laid the eggs. Let's look at this big, beautiful girl right here. You can see where she's pregnant. How big she is. And check that out. Look how thick that tail is down there. She is just about ready to lay. It's a big, beautiful, normal Burmese python. Now that's what a healthy pregnant Burm is supposed to look like. Look how fat she is right there. She ain't too far from laying those eggs. Prime example of how a female will lay when she's full term. What she's doing is trying to alleviate some of the pressure in her belly. Look at that girl. She's absolutely loaded with eggs. She had a pre-lay shed. How thick she is right there at the tail. You can see those eggs are low. She's about to start pushing them out anytime now. See right here, the cloaca opening is right there. You can see that first egg right there. And this is what the after effects look like. That is a big, big pile of eggs. There's Mama. All right, so that is absolutely impressive. This female's only about 10.5 feet. She put out 51 eggs. There was only one dud in the bunch. That is almost unheard of. She did a fantastic job gestating those eggs. Okay guys, so not in normal work attire, obviously. We're gonna show you in this video with this normal Burmese python laying eggs. We're gonna show you exactly how we deal with the eggs, okay? Now, for one thing, we have, let's see if I can move this right here. Behind us is a big massive incubator that I've made. You can see right there, right over my shoulder where I'm pointing, those are cobra eggs. But we use big incubators, big coolers for incubators, because we have a lot of big Burmese pythons. And so what we do is a lot of these vegetable containers that we get when we feed our tortoises come in really handy for egg incubation. We take vermiculite. Okay, I don't use perlite. Some people love the perlite. Personally, I don't. But that's just a matter of personal opinion. But you can see the vermiculite right there. We have on it, on the top, you can see however we choose to label the mom and then the date that they were laid. Now, we take the vermiculite. She's going to pour warm water in there. And it's not standing water. It's just like if you were to clump it, it makes it hard, almost like clay, but you don't want it to be so wet that if you squeeze it, it just starts wringing water out, okay? All I do, there's no holes in this other than my knife right here. I'm going to take and punch one little hole in this corner and one little hole in this corner. That's it. Because in this big cooler, it's got its own built-in fan. And the fan is actually wired in with the heat. So when the heat comes on, the fan comes on. When the heat goes off, okay? So anytime the air is circulating, it will still circulate enough air in here. And so it doesn't build up a lot of humidity, too much humidity for mold and mildew, okay? So that allows a little air in there, but it still builds up plenty of moisture for the eggs. Now, once I get this in here, in past years, we've been breeding Burmese pythons for years. In past years, we have always done 4 eggs per container. This time I'm only going to do 3 eggs per container. Because you see the size of this? This is a freaking goose egg, okay? And as this thing grows, these eggs actually grow with the babies, okay? So they will swell up. And they'll expand. So when we always do 4 in here, they would always get so squished with one another that we would have to try and take them out. Yes, we're always going to lose eggs. There's no, I've never seen a perfectly full clutch come out. We're going to lose a few here and there, so we can just consolidate them down. But this particular time, we're just going to do 3 eggs. Now, like these two are still stuck together. We didn't separate these 2. All right, so that's my first one. And as big as these containers are, I can fit 6 of these per shelf, straight front to back. Kind of, let me see that one real quick. Just like this, front to back. I can fit 6. As a matter of fact, I could fit more because I could stack them on top of each other if I wanted to. The shelves are big enough. In the case of like this one particular grouping right here, there's 5. There's 5. And that one, I'll just leave that one together. No big deal. Well, actually, all right, so I'm just going to separate this one out right now. So there's one that's by itself. So now this is 4. 4 that'll be together. So this one's no harm, no foul. Now, you can see the lid. All right, you see the lid? It's already starting to build up the moisture inside of there. It's perfect. The thing about Burmese eggs is a lot like retic eggs, reticulated pythons. They're very fragile. It's not like ball pythons. Ball pythons, you can hose them down with water. You can soak them down almost every doggone day if you wanted to. It's probably not going to hurt them. These guys right here, you can drown them in the egg.
Did you poke your holes?
Say what?
Did you poke your holes?
No, I did not put my holes down. Thank you, dear.
You're not going to lose any eggs prematurely.
Let me see this.
I've already gathered.
Too big. It's too big. Needs to be just a poke.
Mm.
But that's all right.
You want me to close
That's
that
all right.
some?
No big deal. No. It's fine. It's fine.
Ooh, that feels good on me.
I know, it's warm on the bottom of there.
It feels good.
That can be slightly over the probe too. For the thermostat, it may actually heat that probe up a little bit more. Okay, more containers. All right. So we're just gonna keep on going through here. Some of these, like these short ones, it's another reason why I don't do 4 eggs or I don't do multiple eggs, because this one's a little bit shorter. So as these things grow, sometimes they actually touch the top. No, it's not a big deal, but again, when you have too many in there, it just, there's not enough space. And I want you to understand too, if you've done any kind of breeding and egg incubation, when they start busting out of their eggs, it is a gooey, nasty mess. And so the more eggs you have in a container, the more mess you're going to have in that container. Yes, we do pip our eggs. As soon as the very first egg pips itself, we go around and just go ahead and cut the rest of them open.
We're doing a video for that one, aren't we?
Yeah, we may end up doing a video on pipping eggs. I know we already have one on Christina pipping several different things. As a matter of fact, I think she did some of her crested gecko eggs, as well as I think a couple of snake eggs too. So. I'll get these filled up and just hand it back to me. I'll poke a hole in each one.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I gotta get my sand.
I got 2 more here before you'll have to go outside to one of the outside incubators and get some more.
This one should be. Hey, putting pressure on my lid, dude. I'll just set them over here.
There you go. All right, go ahead and set them beside you.
Blessed.
Just go ahead and set them all beside you, and then it gets them out of the way.
There we go. They're not gonna go anywhere.
Okay. All right. So poke the hole. Load the eggs. In about 60 days from now, we'll start seeing babies hatching. Oh, you didn't mark this one.
Oh, sorry about that. I forgot something.
Well, I forgot to poke a hole. You forgot to mark. So
I
guess we're even now.
Forgetters. At least we remember for each other. There you go.
All right. Then when we get done with this, I'll show you the incubator again.
My sand isn't right yet.
Sand isn't right yet. Okay, so she's got me another one here. Poke the hole. Load the eggs. Now to the incubator. All right, so just to give you an idea, let's do this right here. Just to give you an idea, this is the shelf right there. You can see all 6 containers right there. Okay, so while she goes to get some more containers, this right here also is something to bear in mind too, that breeding these snakes is absolutely awesome, but you better be prepared for 30, 40, 50, 60, even 70 mouths that come from that one female. Okay, like, again, this ain't ball pythons. You know, this ain't some 4-foot little pet rock that pushes out 3 or 4 eggs. You know, when people get into retics, they get into Burmese, these animals push out an immense amount of clutches. So just make sure you're prepared for taking care of that many mouths per mom. All right, she's got some more containers here. Okay, Last 2 containers. All right. 1, 2, 3. The last 3. Now, you didn't refer back to the. Real quick, please. Now, if you haven't seen the episode on ball pythons, I think pipping the excellent creatures episode. We do this, mark the top of it, because unlike chicken eggs, these guys cannot be rotated. If they're rotated, once they settle, they'll die. They'll drown in their own amniotic fluid. So there's a air pocket that forms, and they have to stay that way. Sebastian, will you take this container right here real quick for me? Go ahead and take it on back with you. Here, let's go. Thank you, love. Okay, so there we go. 50 eggs, 1, I believe, dud. We put it in there anyways, we always do. I've actually had some that were half white, half dud, to actually make it to fruition, make it to babies being born. Okay, so I'm going to put this one in the incubator, and I'll show you how full it looks now. Okay, so here's the incubator now. There's the bottom shelf. That was the very first one. 6 containers. Second shelf, 6 containers. Third shelf, 4 containers. Okay. Now, that is a load of Burmese eggs. And then, of course, we have the cobra eggs right there. We have some tortoise eggs right there. Now, isn't that really cool? This right here, to me, is absolutely amazing. The amount of eggs that she produced for her size, she's only about 10.5 foot. And so typically they don't produce but about 30, 35 eggs. And most of the time, we'll tend to see, you know, with 30, 35, 40 eggs, we may see 6 what we call duds. And then the rest of them may be good eggs. But she did a phenomenal job gestating those eggs. So here in about 58 days, we'll see how many babies make it to fruition. We'll see how many babies come out and how they look. We will catch that process. Matter of fact, we'll film that, us pipping the eggs and doing some of the other stuff, and give you some insight in kind of how we deal with the eggs as they hatch. We do have some of those videos up. But again, this is Chad. We are the Reptile Rangers here at the Kernersville Reptile Zoo. This is just Burmese being pregnant and laying eggs, okay? We'll either see you at the zoo or we'll see you on the next episode. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit the like button. Feel free to write us in. Let us know what you want us to film about, any kind of medical conditions that your reptiles may have, how to treat, how to deal with things, from ecosystems to housing to good pets, bad pets, and I don't have any, none of them are bad to me, but what are better for your house or your family. Make sure to hit that little bell button, and that way it'll let you know whenever we put up a new video. Now again, we'll either see you here in the zoo or we'll see you on the next episode. Later.